Well, guys, hello. Welcome back to my Hyrule Warriors 100% playthrough. In the last video, we left off continuing the Termina field map, excuse me. We're kind of just doing all the adventure maps to get them out of the way in case you didn't already notice. Because the sooner we do it, the better, and yeah, that's the gist of this. Really. We're just doing this non-stop. Thankfully, our next level 4 weapon, we have to get it from with Sia, which is already a pretty easy character to use, so yeah, this is probably going to be really easy. Well, temple entrance, this means it's either the Ever area or it's Water Temple. Oh, actually, no, it's this one. Well, temple entrance is right over here, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way. I know I don't necessarily need to take out troops here, but I prefer to do it just to be okay. Alright. No pot there. Just looking for the pot. There we go. Alright, where are the red troops? We should just take out the ones that are close to our captains first, because the sooner we get it done, the better. Also, they're gonna be a bit further away this time, so we need to make sure to do other stuff. And also, unlike last time, I should probably make sure that our own commander stays alive this time, because that is a thing I noticed that I didn't do quite as good as I did before. I did beat the mission pretty quickly, it's just it was not the best in terms of keeping my own commander safe, so yeah, that was a problem, so I am trying to do that now. Alright. That. So we can quickly take out this guy. Oh, this is Southeast Keep, I just realized. Okay, so the Bomb Keeper is referring to literally the southern eastern keep, like literally at the east corner of the map, so that was pretty easy to get. You know what, just because of all the other stuff, we're gonna, after we save our another unit, we'll go straight back to our commander, just make extra sure he doesn't die. And then do other stuff after that. In the meanwhile, we'll save our attack specialist and then prepare our Ocarina so we can go back. I will say the Ocarina is one of the best additions to the game in terms of Definitive Edition differences, because you could just go closer to your commander and not worry as much about him dying than if you had to do this on the original game where you have to walk everywhere. It's a bit rough if you don't have the right setup. Even with the defensive troops too, it takes a while for them to walk over, and there's actually a opponent we need to defeat near Impa anyway, so we'll just use this time to just clear all the captains next to him. So let's take out the yellow and then the red guys as well. There we go. I'm dead. I might make this video go a little bit longer if I have one weapon left, just to make sure that they're all done with. So that way we can move on to the Twilight Field map. The next map that we haven't done in a while, and yeah, the Recon Servant can't really summon anything when he's dead. Just so you know. Alright. Okay, this will make extra sure that Impa stays alive, unlike if she seems to really have trouble protecting herself in some of these missions when it matters the most. But whatever. It's fine, Impa's able to hold herself, though. No offense to the AFFS, it's just Agatha almost died that one other mission when she was our commander in the last video. And every time they get in danger, it kind of is a bit of a wake-up call, since obviously having to redo a mission wastes tons of time, especially when you have all this overpowered stuff and still lose because you forget about that. Of course, once you learn to take out all the captains, you should never lose these. It's just a bit annoying to learn at first when you play the game, and in Wii U, of course, you have to worry about your health. If anything, the more difficult version is when you start playing it on Wii U, and then you suddenly have to worry about not only doing it fast, but worry about your health. Particularly when you don't have the ability to just teleport around the maps like you can here. It makes it very difficult. Alright, we're just waiting now. Alright. Okay, they're not going for the base. In fact, I don't think they can go for a base because there is no allied base. So yeah, they're just going for B or just various locations, which, yeah, that's not a big deal. We're already took out the opposing commander. So yeah. It's another weapon out of the way. Now, the reason why I'm doing all these, I'm not sure if anybody knows, but there's a sealed skill on Link's Master Sword in particular that requires defeating over 10,000 enemies just to get your one skill locked. And then once you unlock that, you can get a similar skill like that on other characters too. The 10,000 sealed skill in particular is the one I'm talking about. Let's get rid of all the weapons that aren't Scepter of Souls, Scepter of Time, no, Scepter of Souls or Crackling Scepters, because those rest of them are pretty weak in comparison. So yeah, did that. Sia's also one of those that's even stronger as well, because she's the one that actually has a 5-star 8-slotted weapon, which are the best possible setup you can have. Well, yeah, it's the best possible setup you can have for a weapon in this game. It's very useful. Oh, we need more ice arrows, Rick. I hate when I run out of these. For this map, it seems to be all about ice arrows and bombs for just unlocking stuff, and a bit of the Deku sticks, though I didn't really need to buy as much since you hardly need them at all. Alright. Lurking treachery, lurking shadows. Some of this text, man, is just so crazy. Also, I did not notice that Wizroll was this week. Let's level him up right now. I've been getting them all to 80 just to make sure they don't die instantly. So, I'll do that, and now we will begin. Alright, we need South Square and Central Square. That doesn't really give us a clue which mission. Okay, it's this one. I actually thought it was Death Mountain, or the Caverns rather, but I was just a bit worried at first. Okay, well, Central Square is gonna be one of those other two missions. Oh, it's this one again. Well, the keep taking, or the order we take the keeps in, isn't gonna really matter now, because, well, when you have turncoats, you pretty much have to take everything. Now, the reason why I've mentioned this probably before in other videos, I absolutely hate these missions just because they take longer than others, because you have to go in and capture keeps similar to the keep capturing competitions and whatnot, except you also have to wait a little bit to then take out the turncoat leader is in it, and unless you know exactly where they are, you pretty much have no choice but to take every single keep. Thankfully, Wizroll has a good attack and this attack that can kind of take them out a bit quicker. It really depends on the way you deal with them. I have to make sure I killed Zen just so he doesn't take out our commander later, but good. We dealt with that. Oh, we need to get a central square plot, but before you can even think about that, we also have to take these other keeps on the back just to see if they have turncoats in them. Not see where that was. Okay, so the top right keep has a turncoat, potentially. Oh, actually, this one does as well. Okay. Alright. I will say Wizro's another one of those really good characters, because just like he's overpowered in the regular game, he's also kind of overpowered here as a character in general. He just has some really damaging attacks for very quickly taking out bosses in particular. Of course, he has his own struggles, but I do think he's a very good character, at least for the same. Alright. Actually, I just realized, is Central Square actually mine? Because there are two kind of central squares, so let's see. Oh, okay, it's this one. That one. Okay, there it is. The other one was just rupees. That's the actual one I was looking for. Not like these Turco soldiers, so let's take them out before they do really bad stuff. And oh, speaking of which, there's that trick I was mentioning earlier. Or more specifically, I'm just gonna put, oh wait, actually I do have a teleporter, so I guess it's not as bad, but I'm gonna it's just gonna waste a bit of time, because I'm gonna have to go back and take that keep as well. After I set up a Owl Warp teleportation. And that's a particular thing that I don't like about these two, because for some reason, they really tend to be very slow. They tend to be really slow to take out, just because, well, you could have that happen, and you don't truly know where the certain soldiers are going to be. Thankfully, we have this warp we can set up right now that'll help us out a little bit with getting over there. But, because of how late it is, we might not to get all the turncoat soldiers defeated. More specifically, the turncoat leaders, before they turn against us again. Yeah, right as I say it, too. Right as I say it, they immediately turn on us. I literally just have to say it, and they immediately turned on us. Well, whatever's happening, though, I don't really have to worry too much, because I have... My keep, for the most part, is pretty contented, and... Let's just do this. Why not? Alright. Thankfully, because we take that warp, we can go straight back to the next turncoat soldier. And them not spying for a while is one thing I don't like, because you'll preemptively go to the next keep or just wait for a really long time, and then because of how long you take, problems just arise. By the way, the turncoat soldier mission actually makes a lot of sense when you also realize this is the level where its text was lurking treachery, lurking saddles, which makes sense because the turncoat soldiers sort of work in the saddles, but then also so does Wizroll, so it can mean any one of those things, really. Anyways, I don't think we have a lot of troop kills, unfortunately. So we're gonna quickly go here, get some troops, KOs, get extra by just defeating these Gibdos. Start to use specials a bit more just because, well, I feel like I haven't used enough of them. I usually don't use them because they do take a little while, but with some characters, it's much preferred for him to use specials than just use regular attacks. Alright, let's see. We have a 5 to kill here, it seems. I know, when you use Extreme Crush on Fi in particular, she just kind of sits down there and doesn't do anything. Makes it pretty easy to take her out. Can't do anything. Only a couple of heroes fall down like that. Others will actually get up pretty quickly after you hit them once. Hi is not one of them. She kind of just stays down for a long time. Alright. Okay, now we have another mission that is right next to the mission we just did. So we can get that done. Oh, it's one of the... It's the last mission listed on my, guide as well, which is gonna be interesting, it seems. Oh boy, and it's also Lana's Summoning Gate. I just realized what it is. Lana's Summoning Gate. We had to use the Summoning Gate, boy. For those of you who don't know, Lana's Summoning Gate is probably one of her best side weapons by far, just in looks alone. But it's also one of the slowest weapons in the game, so you can kind of decide which one's better. I'll let you guys decide which one you think is better. But it does look cool to use, and I did recently learn how to use it more since when I was doing the original game, I had to get it as part of a level 3 mission to do the rupee grind. In fact, now I think of it, if most people played Wii U, most of you remember using this weapon to do the rupee grind, because when you use Summoning Gate in the right way, at least in the original game, you could manipulate 99 rupees from just a random boss anytime, and it works on every single boss, but it's much harder to do on most of the other ones. So funnily enough, you do it on Goma, which I just said was one of the harder bosses. I kind of say that as a joke. He's actually one of the easiest bosses both to do this on and just other stuff. But yeah, as you see, we aren't able to use anything else, so we will have to use nothing but the Summoning Gate. The Summoning Gate is kind of weak on its own, but it does have kind of a strong special attack. And most of the time, you kind of just want to attack until you get what's called R-Jock, which just appeared, because as you use your strong attack with this attack in particular, you will periodically summon the giant bosses along with it. And if you actually... Right, then you can then use them to actually do specific attacks. And probably the best version of this is, Because this is really slow, I'm not sure if I'll at this now yet or not. But as you can see, it's kind of a slow... weapon. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad weapon. It's still pretty good anyway, if you use it right. It's just kind of tedious to use it first because, well, you have to use a strong attack to even get it going. And then when you do use it, it often involves these really on animations that all kind of take up a lot of time. And we don't really have that time in a mission where saving troops is the key. Speaking of which, I'm probably not going to get all of them this time. That really matters. If it gets worrisome, I could just kill any of the troops that turn against me. But the big thing I do have to worry about is, yes, make sure to save these troops before the rogue forces turn them against us, ideally. I don't know which one we need to defeat. I know we have to defeat some of these red troops, so most just defeat all of them. How about that? Oh, okay, we saved that one. Actually, a better way to do it is just look at where the recruiter is. That's by far the simplest way of doing it. I do not see where the recruiter is. He's over there, huh? Okay. So he was actually advancing towards that troop, so we went down towards the wrong troop, so we had a chance to potentially save him. And we kind of just ignored him. But it looks like he's kind of getting slapped though by his opponent, the Lissimals. Okay, good. We killed him before he could do anything bad. Okay, while we're here, let's take out this Lissimals. One strategy you can do, by the way, to take out opponents first, since the strong attack is pretty decent, this is actually one of the few weapons where most of the time to take out the big guys, you just want a strong attack repeatedly. Because if you get the Manhandle in particular, they'll take a lot of damage from just sitting in it for a really long time. So it's really effective at killing those opponents. Now the reason why I probably went back, by the way, to the Sacred Pedestal was not just to take out the enemy keep and other stuff, but more specifically, see, look at that. There's that Manhandle ability just doing tons of damage. And you also have cool abilities you can activate. Though the Ardrock one is by far the best one, because you stay on him for longer, and it's very quick damage that just does lots of damage really quickly, and I do not like the setup of that. Or more specifically, I do not like what the enemies are trying to do to our commander in particular, so we're gonna head back. Make sure we take them out. Seems like right as these red boys are trying to kill him, we need to defend him. And yes, even with the defense specialists, they can still take a bit. Oh, great. Excuse me, do not... Can you stop attacking me, please? As for which attacks are the best for AoE, when I had to do this on the original game, I basically had to do nothing but either spamming Goma or spamming Ardrock to get lots of kills. That's about the only thing you can do. As for which boss to get, you probably want to see Ardrock the most, just because after you get it, you can kind of ride on him for a very long time. But if you press any attack button, which you might have already seen briefly, you'll actually periodically launch a fireball with it and then just leave. Whereas if you just wait, you stay on it for way longer. So, of all the attacks, Ardrock 1 is probably the best special attack to use with this ability. But I probably shouldn't talk about that much and focus more on actually taking out the opponents I'm trying to take out. Thankfully, there's not much left, and the Sacred Pedestal is the only treasure we really had to get, and it's very close to start anyway, so I could just work that there. I thought I had the ocarina out, my bad. Let's go over there. Actually, I could just go there and check to make sure, and then just port up there and do it instead. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I definitely did not do it. Good call on me to go back there. Alright, now we just need to take out this last captain to go through, and it's not just a regular captain, that is an Impa that we have to defeat. Also, another strategy that you use, particularly I had to do this when I didn't have fairy abilities, is you could also use this special attack as well. That also does a decent amount of damage. So essentially what I had to do, basically, was block and wait for them to do a special attack. And then use this on top of them so I could immediately get a weak point break. Because back in the original game, you did not have any magic abilities, so you kind of had to do this all the time. In fact, to stay true to this word, I'm going to purposely fight Impa without any of those abilities. Because why not? This is basically what I had to do in the original game to get my level 3 weapon, which is not easy by any means to get in that version of the game. Of course, now in Definitive, you have the ability to just use a second character with it, which makes it easy because you don't even have to use this weapon at all. I actually didn't mean to do that one, but whatever. Okay, you didn't even get hit by that Cucco at all. Also, in case you didn't notice, one of the best feats I like about this weapon is sometimes she'll do like a periodic victory theme animation, like da-da-da-da, whenever you use her attack, which is kind of cute. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Alright, time to attack him with the R drop. Not really doing much damage though. As you see, this is one of the harder weapons to break enemies with. Which is why when I played the original, I usually just had to do this attack where I did this and then just immediately special. You know what? Why not? Let's take him out with the Cucco. Just to have some fun. This actually does a lot more damage than all of the other abilities I have, at least other than Ardrock's ability, which still does a lot of damage. I know I could have used Magneto's ability, it's just, well, it doesn't always work the best. Because of course I have to get Manhandle and then I have to use the combo in order to get the best attack off with Manhandle, which funnily enough isn't a poison, but a seed attack similar to what you saw at the beginning. And then on top of that, you get this really funny victory animation just to top it all off. That just makes you feel really good for winning with this weapon, in my opinion. I just like it so much. It's probably my at least my second favorite, maybe favorite secondary weapon to use with any of the characters, actually, which is kind of big, all things considered. Alright. Well, now that we've done that, though, we have only a couple of missions left. Two of which include the missions on top here. One of them is also one of the few times you actually have to use the Deku Stick, so we'll have to use that to make the enemy appear. And then use this. Beyond that, these are the only two weapons left here. So yeah, we'll go on and get them done. Oh, and actually even better, we get to use Yunlink for this mission. That's fun. I like using Yunlink when you can kind of just shred through the enemies very quick. Alright. Yeah, it's Disorderly Forces again, which means, again, they're gonna turn against us. I might choose to just kill some of them anyways, though, because if you kill some specific troops, they won't turn your forces against you later, because during Disorderly Forces, sometimes the yellow troops will actually turn other forces against you, like they do in defeat the rogue force units, and save your units before the rogue forces get those missions in particular. That is quite an interesting mask you are wearing, Agatha. Now, because this is the Termina field map, most of the time when you take out opponents, they will often be wearing that their mask version, rather their costume from that fits more with Termina field rather than the other stuff. By the way, I intentionally took out those guys because one of these captains in particular will actually try to recruit troops, so if you can just remove them before they get a chance to do anything, then they won't actually have a chance to recruit any of your troops. That's the only reason why I went up here first, was just to stop them so they don't even do that at all. Okay, After I use this once, I'm gonna just immediately go into magic after that. Or say that as I accidentally pressed the magic button a bit too soon. Whoops. Oh, not like it matters. I'll still be kind of fast, just a bit slower than using magic with this. Okay, these are, despite being 200 with almost maxed weapon, these guys aren't taking as much damage as I want them to. Okay, well, now that I went up closer to them, it seems like I just needed to be closer, really. Alright, what do we need? Southwest Keep, which is in bottom corner, which is a bit far away from what I intended to go. Oh well. While I'm here, I guess I'll briefly attack this keep. And just take it, why not? Okay, never mind, I didn't get to it yet. Alright. Fortunately, we do not have any, those, owl statues this time, so we have to kind of go around here normally. Funnily enough, the owl statues do come from Termina Field, which, in a way, is, they're from Majora's Mask, of course. Many people remember them as essentially the teleport mechanic, which, yeah, still have to go to the area the first time, but once you hit the owl statues, you can teleport to them anytime using the Sound of Soaring, which is very important to get that sound very early, by the way, because otherwise you can't really progress through this game quickly at all, or specifically Majora's Mask. Speaking of which, I probably should mention this, you guys are probably going to ask me a question at some point. You're probably wondering why I'm not busy playing Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. Well, I have two reasons for that. The first is I don't actually have the game on the Switch yet. I've not bought it. And also, I found out the quote-unquote Switch version of Ocarina of Time is actually slightly worse than the original version on N64 and its Wii U and Wii counterparts as well, which I actually originally played it on Wii Virtual Console, more specifically. So, I actually already had played it a little bit, but it has lots of problems. Many people will argue a couple of other parts, but if you actually look at the right video, there's this one guy that specifically says one of the biggest problems with Switch version of Ocarina of Time in particular is just that when you go to the first area of the game, you know, the Deku Tree, there's normally supposed to be fog blocking you, so you will never actually see the Deku Tree. In fact, a lot of people never really noticed it before, but in the original game, when you first go to the Deku Tree area, there's supposed to be this big fog area covering the Deku Tree. For some reason, they did not get that right whatsoever. I probably should have talked while doing this. I'm trying to get Extreme Crush ready and kind of couldn't get it in time. Alright. Okay, there we go. Now we're done. Oh, speaking of which, when I get closer, I might activate my magic again. Alright. Well, there we go. We dealt with that. Now we just have to go up top and take out the enemy commander, and that'll be it. Oh, by the way, when I do activate this, I can't actually use Extreme Crush at all when I have magic up. So we'll have to brute force Lana here. Not like that's really any difficult to do. I was wearing the Deku mask, by the way, in case anybody didn't notice already. But yeah, again, my apologies, though, to anybody who does think has played the Switch version. I just don't want to play it. If you're wondering why I don't actually want to play it, it's probably because of that weird shadow effect, because for some reason there's no shadow going to the Deku Tree whatsoever, so it kind of ruins the original aesthetic a little bit, which in the original game you could hardly see it at all, and it was more better. Like, the 5 effects in general in that game were terrible. And even on top of that, the controls are over-sensitive. If you wonder what over-control set too high controller sensitivity means, it basically means if I try to do any of the shooting challenges, you know, where you have to complete shooting challenges as part of 100%, doing that will be very difficult in that version due to the over-control sensitivity. It just makes it really difficult. They did try to counteract it a bit by actually giving you a controller, though. They, like, when they released it, they actually also released a, like, once they did release Ocarina of Time for the Switch, they actually did release, speaking of which, I need to, where's that? Oh, okay, oh gosh, I can't, I am starting to think of, I cannot no longer think of what I should be doing. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get rid of my 4+ weapon on accident, because if I ever do get rid of that, then that'll be really bad. Alright. But yeah, control sensitivity is a problem in the Switch version of Ocarina of Time, and that particularly makes getting certain challenges in that game even more difficult, and I'm not worried about that at all. So if I do ever do that game, it probably will be only on the N64, just because I prefer that version more. Which, speaking of which, of course, I do have the original N64 version, otherwise I wouldn't have said such a thing. Anyway, we get to use Trident Ganondorf next, which is cool. By the way, anybody doesn't know, the Trident is basically his attacks from Link to the Past, basically. It's basically his Link to the Past version, because in that game, Ganondorf, or Ganon, will actually wield a trident periodically during the battle. Which actually makes him kind of a difficult fight. If anything, it's actually one of the hardest versions of that particular final boss. I remember when I first tried to defeat Ganon in the Link to the Past, I used to fall off all the time, and I never actually defeated him for quite a bit until I recently picked up the game again on the original version, and then I was finally able to do it. It's just one thing I was able to do. I cleared most of the other dungeons. I got the Master Sword in that game. I did a lot of other stuff. I just could not defeat Ganon for some reason. That was just not my thing. And that was also in the same area when I was also periodically trying to play the game myself. And my dad had already beaten the game quite a bit, so when I first tried Ganon, it was on one of his complete files, and I could never get that fight down for my life. And I still kind of struggle with it today, though. It's not quite as bad once you get the hang of it. It's just really annoying because you take forever just to get to it, and then when you do get to it, you get this really brutal part where you just suddenly have where you just fall off repeatedly, and it just bothers you so much. That's what makes A Link to the Past Ganon super hard to kill for beginners, and I remember starting with it a lot. But yeah, there you go though. If anybody wondered what this weapon is like, it's basically his Link to the Past weapon. That's the easiest way to describe it. Speaking of which, it is a really cool weapon. It has some really good attacks with it. Most of which, funnily enough, aren't necessarily seen from Link to the Past. They're also partially seen in Link's Awakening, which, by the way, I have a walkthrough on that if you want to check that out. Link's Awakening Switch, very cool game. Based off of the Game Boy version of the same game, basically. But yeah. Don't really need to use Magic Fountain Plus on anything, so I'm actually periodically just attacking him normally. This is definitely also a good weapon because, well, it is one of the fastest weapons probably in this entire game. Speaking of which, Didn't seem like I did much, but I did take the keeps that I need. Oh, hello. This boy wants to take out my Wizroll. I think not. Oh my gosh, Link, please. He has tried so hard to get to Wizroll. I'm so far away I can't take him out the same way as I usually do. Oh, okay, there we go. Finally took him out. It took so long, I might actually lose this particular Apton up here, though it depends. If we're just quick enough, maybe we can still save him. Actually, okay, I think we will save him. Alright, this. No, I don't want you. Alright. We're gonna go back and defend our main guy again. Especially in the later missions, our commander seems to get attacked by almost everything. Which is a bit annoying. But yeah, that's the thing that they try and do. I will say, ever since Sagafar got to low health, I've been that one time, like that particular commander, our commander rather, got to low health. Speaking of which, they just took out the main captain for me. That's very convenient. Alright, well, time to just go in and take them out. Alright, let's do this. Oh, they're already in the barrier. Okay, I do not need to use Magic Fountain Plus, so I'll just do this instead. Kind of just Battle Sheik outside of this gate for no reason or another. Just to do more damage. I will say for his particular version of, what was that? I did not mean to use that at first, though. I just realized that is also Material Master. You know what? On second thought, maybe I do want to use that, because getting more materials is nice, especially since I feel like I still need some decent Sheik materials. I don't quite know. At least at the beginning of the playthrough, I was struggling to get them. It depends. Okay, it didn't really matter. I only got one anyway. All that, and I only got a single material. A bit bothersome, but whatever. It's fine. Alright. Well, we got that done. Okay, I guess I did skip that a bit, but whatever. We'll probably have another time to show that off. Again, if I missed any of the victory animations... Actually, if you think I missed any of the victory animations, please let me know in the comment section below. Again, you can always watch them on different... There is a video that shows off all the victory animations if you just want to watch that instead. No reason or another, by the way, I'm just going to do all the missions here and now, just to get them out of the way. Because, well... I think the sooner I finish this off, the better. Alright. Let's see, what's this? Oh, this is also a competition. Second thought, let's do this first. And then just end on that instead. We'll have to get back to that later. I'll just have to do it in a later mission. We're gonna do Sheik on this mission. It's a forced semi-solo mission. But it doesn't really matter who you use. The fact it's actually better that I pick Sheik because she is a heart container, whereas Zelda's item can be gotten by anyone, so it doesn't really matter as much. Oh, this is keep capturing again. two of the keeps we have to capture are very close to our starting spot. Let's go over here and take this one first. Alright. I will do this twice, of course, for the Skulltula. Oh, it's the 1200 one again. So that makes it pretty easy again. The 1200 Skulltula missions are pretty easy. I don't know why I wasted time to kill it. I was not thinking properly. Alright, let's do this one. Alright. Taking the ones by our own keep first, just to make sure that doesn't fall. Now we're going down here, and then probably finishing off in the fairy fountain just so we can should that keep conveniently while we go. Alright. Nice, we're gonna get this right as the keep saboteurs up here. Which is nice in a way because we could just get a lot more troops that way. Taking them out right here. And we'll actually go ahead and defeat them while we're at it. Alright, they're dead. Oh, there's some red troops actually trying to take a yellow keep. That's kind of interesting. I've never really seen the red troops fight back against the yellow troops in the mission. They're usually pretty weak, but because of that one commander, they're actually doing a lot more work than I expected. Alright. Kind of questioning whether I should just go for the boss at this point. Or do other stuff. Actually, wait, no, I know the solution. I still need to get the Skulltula, so because that area has more troops, I'm gonna kill them first. In fact, they're about to get to my keep, actually. I did not notice that they're going that quickly. Whoever this commander is, he's certainly doing a lot more work than I expected. This Wizard, boy. I find it funny that I think Volga's actually a commander, right? I think Volga's actually our commander. Yeah, he is. So they're kind of facing off against each other. Well, isn't that interesting? Oh my goodness, now there's more of them? Okay, well, I don't have time to kill all of them, but I figure at least take out Wizroll so he doesn't kill my base. And then kind of just figure out what to do after that, because I still need troops. 1,600 to be precise. And we need the Skulltula, which is located in Eastern Room. Out of the way. I'm probably just going to have to take out both Sant and Furian, probably. Or at least I'll partially take them out. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll at least take out Zant. Stop him. Alright, we have to go here for the Skulltula. Alright, thankfully it's rather close to where we were going, so it's not too bad. Because it's going to take a little while to get down, I'm actually just going to kill both commanders. Actually, wait, no. I say that and they're one of them's actually stuck in a keep. Never mind. So I just took out Zant just to get him out of the way. Seems there's a lot down to the right, so that's where I'm going next. Alright. And then we'll do this mission one more time just to get rid of the Skulltula, and then we'll be fine. Alright. Got them. Okay, there we go. Oh, I also just realized we're facing off against Sia as our opposing commander because Sia's theme is playing in the background. Alright. But anyways, I'm pretty sure we got the Skulltula, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna take out Sia, it'll be fine. Let's do this. Or try to use this to take her out. Except she kind of just stood still and did not move forward. Because I forgot she has the Dark Link attack, so she often won't actually move at all. So, not sure if that was a good idea or not. Oh well. We still took her out pretty quickly. And we got our item that we were looking for, so that's now done with. As for who to use again, honestly, I'm not afraid to just use Sheik again because, well, he's a really good character, so yeah, we could do that. So, I guess we'll just do this once more to get our second Skulltula, and then we'll end the episode. Since at this point, we have now collected... Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. We did get all the weapons here, so no need to do anything else, but I do not want to move on to the Twilight Field map just yet, at least in this video, so we're going back through this. Fortunately, we do still need to kill the troops again, though not quite as much, just 1,200, though that's still quite a bit. So we will have to probably go into where the rogue forces actually are to make sure we get all of them down rather quickly this time. And because of that, I'm actually going to take a different route this time, because one of the red troops that went by, they're kind of difficult to take out, so you know what? After you take this keep, we're gonna run straight down and just quickly KO Wizro, just like that. My apologies, I did not say that right. But yeah, we're gonna go and take out Wizro. We'll just do that right now, before they even get a chance to attack, because usually they go only towards the keeps and nothing else, but this one commander, Wizro, actually does do a lot of work, so. Oh, and there's another one, too. Oh, Zat and Girium actually appeared a lot sooner. So they're the ones that are supposed to capture keeps, and the meanwhile, Wizro just goes to the base most of the time. Alright. Alright, well, let's kill all the keeps in this kind of... They're around here now, and then we'll go in for the others. Then we're gonna go for one of the yellow keeps after we take out this one right here. Speaking of which, I don't want to go too far since one of the keeps we need to take is, or specifically the Skulltula, is located very close to where we need to take the keep. So we need to make sure that we first get this goal out of the way and then very quickly run up there before we're too late. We're getting to here right as the keep Pashas are appearing, which is nice. Oh, alright. Got that done. Alright, we don't have to worry about that, at least. We still do have to worry about our commander. So we'll kind of go towards him on our way up to... stuff. The big thing I was trying to do, though, is make sure Wizro died there. Just so we don't have to deal with him taking our base, because, yeah, that's kind of bad if he takes our base. And now we kind of just wait for Skulltula to appear. Unless I'm mistaken, it'll always be in the same place as Skulltula 1, at least in this game. Yeah, I'm right. I'm correct. I actually thought there were more troops going up there, going for our commander, but he's actually doing pretty fine right now. It's Volga, by the way. C is the opposing commander. Volga is ours. Alright, then. Yeah, no teleporters, in other words, the owl statues to help us out, so we have to go around the map ourselves. It's a bit annoying whenever that happens, but that's a thing they add, of course, on purpose, just to keep it more challenging, I guess. To have certain maps not have owl statues. Of course, in the original game, since there were no owl statues whatsoever, it's kind of difficult to get around certain maps, so they added it just to make it a bit more considerably easier to do, since the original game is already pretty hard enough as it is. Oh, we got 2 weapons from Sia. That's quite unusual. I think we got really lucky with drops there. Because I did not have Weapon Plus there. I did not have that at all. And she double dropped to weapons. Also, we ended up getting 60 kills anyways, which is just perfect. That's what we wanted anyway. Alright. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. So if you see any episodes appear from now on, they're probably going to just be adventure map stuff. But anyways, in the next video, we will probably move towards, I'll show off, the Twilight Field map, which you might have seen a little bit of at first, though you didn't really see much of it. We'll be probably going down here, because that's where the next tiers are. I actually had a bit of difficulty looking around here, because at first I thought there was, like, no Twilight tiers other than one, but it seems there are some tiers of light down here, thankfully. It's not too bad. But yeah, we're going to be doing the Twilight Field map next video. I hope you guys enjoy that. We'll try and get all the weapons there. Until then, leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!